camera isn't working on my laptop anyway.
Lorena.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
Doing good once I finally got to be able to log in on school to get to the Zoom. It wouldn't let me log in.
I was like, what is going on?
You know, technology. It loves me.
I don't even want to talk about it. I have been fighting, like, literally at war with Square today, and I still, all day, and I still have not figured it out.
That is not a me thing, that's for sure.
I know. Jessica, if you can hear me, hello.
She's getting on. She's getting ready to go water.
I'll give her my username and password at this point. I don't even care. I am so frustrated trying to figure out how to do a subscription. And I realized where I had it wrong, where I was doing it wrong. But then I guess I screwed up other things along the way because now it won't let me check out at all. So, good time.
You know, that's the story of my life, screwing something up ways like that. So, yeah.
Same here. Which is why, like, doing stuff like that, like this, you know, it's like, it's so intimidating to me because it's like one of those things, like, you don't know what you don't know, and you start clicking on stuff and you don't realize what you did click, and to go back to unclick it, to unscrew it up, because you were just shooting from the hip going, maybe this will work. That's where I'm at. So if Jessica can't rescue me, I am going to have to call Square.
I'm sure she would probably be able to help you. Maybe.
Random question on that. So whenever you set up shipping and fulfillment and stuff, when you have a fulfillment option, are you listing them as shipping? Or are you doing pickup and delivery?
Yes, because you have that specifically in the video saying that it has to be shipping, not delivery. And then I've even switched it because mine is a hard default on physical product. And I switched it to prepared food or beverage, hoping that might have been the glitch, but it's not. It doesn't matter which one I do. It's still wrong.
Okay. Because I think, sorry, my laptop logged me out of everything and everything has security codes to it.
We got to get her laptop over to the Geek Squad tomorrow.
It's awful.
Yeah, because last Wednesday she said she'd spent the entire day wiping it
worked,
and reloading everything onto it.
It worked beautifully for 2 days, and now it's back to its dumbass self.
And we got like 7 days before the year's up, so.
Oh, on Geek Squad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, take it in.
For a complete replacement. Like, they will completely replace it.
Yeah.
Set it on fire and hand it to them.
Yeah. Drop it in the parking lot on the way in.
Because that's about where I'm at my computer right now. It's like either I'm going for a jump off the bridge or the computer's going in the neighbor's pool behind me. One or the other.
One of the two.
I'm literally just like, I thought I had it fixed. I really did. I can't even tell you how many times I've renewed my web. Like, you know, when you publish, when you republish your website, like I probably easily done it at least 30 times today. Because I've been working on it since 8 o'clock and I thought I was completed the task by 2. So I only worked on it for 6 straight hours for it still to be screwed up. Ask me how I really feel. Hey, everybody.
Did we come into a therapy session? Are we in too early?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
just
Well,
need a big fat woosaw. That's what I need. I'm just so, but the good news is that the one person that the whole reason why I actually was even trying to set up subscriptions on my website, she did order her $20 worth of microgreens, but then of course her direct message to me on Instagram was, do I need to go ahead and order again next week? And I was just like, are you kidding me? What? I should have said weekly. Click on weekly. What? There was no weekly. What happened?
Yeah, click on weekly.
What happened? So then, yeah, I don't know how many more hours I've spent on it since then, and I still can't figure it out.
Hmm.
You'll get there. You just haven't figured it out yet. You'll get it. You'll figure it out.
I have. If Jessica cannot Hail Mary me out of this, I am calling Square tomorrow. They're
she'll
gonna-
make it.
That's why I pay them $23 a month.
Exactly. Their tech support can help. But I found a help article on it because someone was like, no matter what address I enter the address field, I get the error message.
It's not the address that's giving me problems anymore. I had not, at that point, the reason why it wouldn't let me do a delivery address is because I had never set up the delivery. Does that make sense? I hadn't, it's just like how you have to, I don't know, when you're setting up your site, you have to set up what zip codes you're willing to actually deliver to for delivery. You know, this is under shipping, so I'd never set up shipping. So that's why last night it wouldn't accept any address, because I'd never set up the shippings, because I was just like, that's gotta be something with this not using delivery and using shipping instead. So that's where I thought I had it figured out, but that's what I get for doing my own thinking.
Oh,
Hello,
gotta love
everyone.
technology.
Hey,
Hey,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Speaking of Square, we sell Square in Sam's now. The portable ones you can hold in your hand and use for your
Yeah.
card.
Yep.
$400 and some odd for that, or you can buy a Square cash register for $758.
Highly recommend the register. If you're spending that much, you might as well spend money to get the register.
Yeah, I agree. Buy once, cry once.
It makes life so much easier at the farmer's market having that register system.
Well, yeah, because you just have to click on, I've seen you.
Yeah.
You just click on the pictures and boop, ring. Boop.
Yep.
It's better than the handheld.
Yeah. Much better. And it's got the tap to pay and all kinds of payment options they can pay with and everything. So yeah.
You can probably do like I can't remember all the things they accept, but I know either Venmo or Cash App's one of them.
Cash App. Cash App. You can't do Venmo. Had a couple people ask that. So they're like, no, they don't have that on there.
Square owns Cash App.
I have a Venmo, so if somebody was like, I have Cash App,
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, Lorraine Olson, $
Yep.
sign, whatever it is.
Same. I have a Venmo, but if I try to steer them towards the other payments, so I don't have to do it on the personal side. But if it was they're gonna walk away, yes, send it to me there.
Well, I knew the handheld was portable, but it didn't look like the register was portable because it was a computer monitor and
Mhm.
something else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
just
got
have to
Go
have
ahead.
to have outlets for you. So almost all farmers markets offer the option for power. So as
Okay.
long as you can run an extension cord to it, you can run power to your register system.
Well,
It's
now
I don't
that's
think my
just
market's gonna have electricity.
the register. That's not the service.
Yeah. You pay for the service still. Every month.
Every month.
All the little dollars that add up in a business.
It does.
But
Dime you to death.
Yeah, if you're doing it right, you're still making money. So, but that's the reason why we started out with the QuickBook one, the little tiny little black swipey thing, which I don't have it handy, but that's what we started with to accept credit cards, and we didn't bring everything in and keep track of exactly everything we're selling. Yeah, just like not
Square
that,
still
but
has the
yes,
same thing. This
Yeah.
is Square.
yep.
You can kind of see the register on that picture in chat.
That's a square. That's a square, and that's different than what I was looking at the handheld.
Yeah, that's the Square. If you zoom in, you can see it.
This is the free one you get.
Yep. And then when we upgraded to Square, that's what we had that to plug into the phones, and then we have a little box
You've got
thing.
one to your
set on
left.
we got a box thing that's set on the counter.
It's to your left in your boxes on you.
Oh yeah, this thing. This guy.
Yeah, because people can just tap that, right?
Yeah, they can tap to pay on that and everything else. And this
Yeah,
actually,
Take the bottom off first.
yeah, this thing comes off anyway. This comes off, and you can have just that as well, just that part.
Yeah, we've got
And
that
it looks
part.
like this speaker looks like it's perfect size to fit on that.
Yeah, fit right on there. But that's
I
what
can
our
say
second
Venmo or Cash
second
App.
thing was. Then we went to the register, and then we went to a second register for both markets.
Well, when you get to you guys' volume, it makes more sense.
Yeah, and this just keeps track of everything easier, so we know exactly what we're selling and then what we're bringing, and you can really hone in, and you can look at last year's numbers and just all that stuff. It's just extra, not needed, obviously. Start with the cheaper one first and build up.
But just so
Mhm.
everybody knows, if your phone has a tap feature on it, as long as you have the Square app loaded onto your phone, you can just tap it on your phone. You don't have to use the little doohickey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I could be wrong. I looked at that once and it was going to my personal
Hmm.
Apple whatever account, or it was coming to me through personal, not through the business.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want that. You have to,
No.
I
Probably
think when
have
you
to
set it
turn
up on
them
your
off.
Square.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably have to turn them off.
I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, you don't want to muddy the water. That's for sure.
But you have that tied into your QuickBooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a program called Farm Raise? It's like
I have.
it's QuickBooks, but for farms and agricultural stuff.
Hmm.
I happened to put it came up on my Facebook, threads, and I was like, oh, what's this? And so I was looking at that because we're getting close to doing something. I was looking at QuickBooks, which we've used a long time ago. I wasn't crazy about it, but it's probably gotten better now. But then this came up.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting comparison where they've modified it to be specific for farms and crops and yields, and they've got grants built into it that you can apply for and a bunch of other stuff. So,
Interesting.
yeah, and the cost is
That one
about
was, yeah, it's pretty comparable price wise to QuickBooks. I think it was like $40 a month or something like that.
yeah, it's like 36. QuickBooks is down to 35 a month now.
We don't pay for QuickBooks, so
You've never paid for QuickBooks.
That's right. You've got some kind of thing.
Jessica's got the deal.
she's a bookkeeper.
That's right.
Yes, I am a certified bookkeeper who knows what she's doing. Totally. Some of this stuff, I'm like, man, I gotta remember how to do that.
So if you want to go through the trouble of getting certified, you can save yourself money on QuickBooks.
It's not too bad, really.
Give that all the appropriate thought.
No.
I'll pay the money.
Yeah.
So, Lorena, you got your crops planted for your going out to restaurants next week?
I sure as heck.
Oh, 19th, right? That's 6 days from now.
20th.
20th. Oh, okay. That way you can report back on that Tuesday, the same day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got a week, girlfriend.
20th.
Oh, there it is.
Nice.
I took receipt. I have receipts too.
You're my
Obviously,
hero,
you didn't take very good notes if you thought it was supposed to be by the 19th.
Oh,
Elena.
I was gonna have to look at my notes. They're right here. I was gonna get them.
Oh, no,
Elena,
I know.
when
I know
you do it,
exactly.
you'll be my hero.
My chicken scratch. It says the 20th,
Confirmation.
the 9th. It was the planting of the 9th. That's why I got the 19th.
I haven't decided who I'm gonna take them to, but I know I showed Jessica that this whole page is all the restaurants that I want.
Wow.
to hit.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's awesome.
That's a big list.
There's another side to that list. Isn't it on the back
Oh
too?
yeah, there is. And
Oh,
then
geez.
there's these people too.
Nice.
Wonderful.
That's great.
If you work that list, you're gonna be full-time microgreen grower
Yeah, girl.
really quick.
So,
Just that list right there will make you a lot.
well, those are all the people I've been stalking on Instagram.
You got to do that.
There's a lot of people I've been doing it to, I tell you. But I tell you, every time I tell them who I finally introduce who I am, they're always so happy to meet me.
Aw, that's awesome.
It's
They already feel like they know you.
taking a coldly, you're a cold contact, and now you're a warm contact because you've made yourself known to them via social media.
Yes.
Then you want to be a hot contact.
I'm sorry.
Then you want to be a hot contact.
That's right.
Cold to warm to hot.
Well,
Do you know any of them personally,
you're
by the
building
way,
a
Elena?
relationship in a way already.
Yep.
And I'm a firm believer in relationship bias, just because I feel like a lot of the reason why I've done well in the past with sales is because of that. I mean, I know that you can build relationships through your farmers market people too, so I'm not trying to say nothing about that. It's just like, I think I said last week that I joined a book club because I do like to read and I like to talk. Ha ha ha, every laugh. It's true. But the girl who is buying who wants to be my subscriber is from the book club, y'all.
There you go.
I'll just networking wherever I go. I'm repping my
There you go.
t-shirt that I ordered for my 4th of July discount.
Oh, I need
Hey.
Everybody should know that you grow microgreens that you run into.
Oh, they will, because anybody who dares to ask me what I do for a living, that's the answer. So, I mean, they just, gave me the in. Is all I'm saying. Everybody eats.
Everybody's a potential customer.
That's right.
Right?
Unless you're a breatharian, which means you won't be alive for long. You're a potential customer.
All right, get a couple questions for you.
All right, let's go.
Let's see. First of all, easy one. Seeds. We're looking. I think the cilantro we have is from Greener Harvest, and I think maybe basil is
Yes.
from Greener Harvest.
Are you guys still getting those from Greener Harvest, or have you switched?
Not the basil. We did not have good success with the basil with him.
Okay. So where do you get basil?
Jess, did we go Chili's? Johnny's?
Oh, wait, no.
Johnny's. Yeah, Johnny's. Yeah, that was Johnny's.
Yeah, that one's Johnny's. Genovese.
And Johnny's what?
Genovese basil.
Genovese basil. Yeah.
Maybe the cilantro was maybe the reason we're having an issue is because of the seed.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
But you're still getting your cilantro from Greener Harvest?
No.
The cilantro we're
That
growing
one's Chili's.
True Leaf, right?
Yeah, the one we're growing is Truly. We've had it for a while. We did a run of, he sent me a pound.
Yeah, that's right. We sampled it.
try?
We didn't have good success with it.
It was
Okay.
okay.
All right. I need to order some.
All right, we'll get some new ones.
Okay.
You make sure you get the split, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Okay.
that reminder. I probably would remember, but
Yeah,
depends what time of the day.
I hear you.
So tell them what I do. Okay,
I understand that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's weird because I posted that thing with cilantro. I can't, everything is doing it as we're supposed to, and the results are. So
Yeah.
maybe it couldn't be us. It must be.
Of course not.
Right,
Couldn't be us.
right.
Of course not.
Well, I always say, when you're going with it, you check your seeds. If
Yeah.
your seeds, if you're still having problems, you get different seeds. Check your soil. It could be your soil. Then if you're using vermiculite, it could possibly be bad vermiculite or something in that does it. And then it's you. If you've done all them checks, then it's you.
Okay,
Well, we've never gotten good. I mean, all of our cilantro with that seed has been.
Are you soaking it or not soaking it?
we're
No.
not soaking it.
Okay. I do not recommend soaking it. It's a pain
No.
in the butt to
Yeah,
feed.
I would think so.
So many little suction cups. They're so awful.
Yeah, they look
Mhm.
like they would be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You get
I'll-
better coverage without soaking them. They don't stick together, and I feel like you get more clumping when you soak them. And it's just not. We found out it's not needed, and thanks to Robert Meredith on that one because he grows like 20, 30, 60 trays a week or something. So he's like, I've never soaked them, and so I stopped soaking them. Now he grows them slightly different, but we stopped soaking them at that point. Tested it and worked great, so we stopped.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got to get it straight ASAP because we've got another restaurant.
No,
Yeah.
Hey.
you got another restaurant?
And
Oh.
he
Just
wants.
casually throw that in.
Yeah, just catch.
What was the guy that it was the sous chef the other guy referred you to, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was great. Yeah. And the sous chef that introduced me, he hasn't made an order yet, but the guy introduced me to gave me for us a big order, and one of it is a pound of basil and a pound of cilantro, and I'm like,
Nice.
oh crap, and the popcorn, which I'd stopped doing. So I was messaging Jessica going, oh my gosh, I gotta do popcorn now. I gotta
Good
get
thing-
Remind me.
Good thing you got enough popcorn. Do you need some more? Or...
We're good on the
good.
popcorn.
Okay.
For 2025, we're
freezer
good on the
shelf
popcorn.
of popcorn. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now the basil does take 4 weeks. So
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a little wiggle room because the basil takes a little longer, but I need to hurry up and get more cilantro seed
Yeah.
and do that.
Yeah, I recommend. I mean, we've had good luck with True Leaf, so on
Okay.
that one,
All
haven't
right.
had any
Yeah.
issues. And it's probably over a year old at this point
Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah.
because we went and tried Greener Harvest and stopped growing that one, and then just didn't really have that great success and went back to it.
Mhm.
And now that we're using the coast of Maine, we're just amazing success with cilantro now. The germination is so much better.
Oh, awesome. All right.
We've got an experiment going on. So I bought
Nice.
a couple of bags of the small bags of Coast of Maine. So we've got Coast of Maine for broccoli, Coast of Maine for basil, Coast of Maine for
Cilantro by chance?
cilantro. Yeah, cilantro, basil, broccoli, and I think salad mix.
Okay.
We're
Nice.
throwing them in both, right?
Yep.
Go and then that.
That's the way you should do it. Yep.
Yes, we just planted that on Sunday, so we'll
Nice.
see.
Look forward to hearing the results on that for you.
All right. So, going into the next question, if we could, I want to verify the grams that you guys plant for some of the bigger crops.
Yep.
For your brassica mix, how many grams?
The brassica mix, 20 grams.
20. Okay.
All the brassicas are going to be 20 grams. Just
So broccoli,
broccoli,
cabbage.
kale, cabbage.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the salad mix?
20 grams.
20.
20. Wasabi?
20.
20. 20. 20 seems to be the theme.
Yep. We try to
Arugula?
keep
Yeah.
it simple.
Arugula?
Arugula is 15.
15. Okay.
Just we want arugula to give a little bit more room because if
Okay.
it gets too clumpy, it's going to die off.
Right.
So,
And that is the only one I know of that they use from Greener Harvest.
it is, yes. It is arugula from Greener Harvest.
Okay, I'll verify.
It's the best arugula we've got for sure.
Okay, Greener. All right. And how much of the basil and then the cilantro?
Basil is 6 grams.
6.
6. Okay.
Cilantro's 30.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I
that's-
haven't seeded in 4 weeks, so I'm like,
So is that what your workers,
yeah, well, yep. My one and other employee, one of the employees is he's helping seed and everything else. I'm just making the trays full of soil.
Okay.
So I only do about 2 hours, fill the trays, and then they seed them.
they seed them all? That's awesome. I want to just come up to your facility just so I can do the trays with the that soil, that machine. That looks so fun to me.
It is. It's dirty. I've warned everybody who buy if ever buy it. It throws dirt around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, now it doesn't throw rocks anymore.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things with Coco Loco. There are rocks in that,
There are rocks in there.
and
Wow.
and
You're
it throws
dinging
rocks.
around like a dish, like somebody forgot their change in their clothes.
Uh-huh.
Ting 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 ting.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I
but
bet
we don't
the
have that with the
Basil-
other one now.
With Costa Maine, that's pretty. There's a lot of clumps in there too. So
There is, and it helps breaks up some of them, but it doesn't get
Yeah.
all of them. But we've had no issues with the growth, even with the clumps in it. So
Oh, good. Okay.
it breaks it up. Like I'll let it run, like the machine now. So I just throw a bag in there, and I just let it run for a few moments, and it kind of breaks it up really good and gets most of the clumps out.
Okay.
But it'd be hard to do with by hand for
Mhm.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
But when we were doing it by hand, we had the clumps in there, didn't have any issues in our
Okay.
testing and everything. So
Well, that's good to know. All right. All right. That was good with the seeds. You had a couple. Can we keep, since nobody else
Yeah.
asked questions?
yeah, keep going unless
Yeah.
somebody raises their hand or something. Or yeah,
peas. I was watching a video of somebody else, and they were talking about tendrils. Do you guys grow pea tendrils or just the speckled peas?
just the speckled, the pea tendrils, they just like mat together.
Oh,
do they?
Yeah, so you let them grow. They're going to grow the green peas that you get the tendrils on.
Mhm.
They'll grow together, and they're just a pain in the butt to pull apart.
Ah,
I was always breaking them and like having to throw them ones away because they're breaking in half. And
Mm.
now some restaurants will like them better, but whatever you cut, that's pretty much what you got to leave as as you're putting in the package, in my view, when you're doing them ones because they're
I
going to
can
stick
see
together.
that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you got to get it down to what 2 ounces is, and cut that amount in. If it's 2.1, 2.2, 2.4, you're just going to leave it,
Interesting.
Hmm.
in
Okay.
my experience anyway.
No,
Yeah,
that's
they're
good to
just a
know.
pain.
I mean, go ahead.
Go, Jess.
They're just a pain. Yeah, you just have to kind of accept the fact that you're never going to pull them apart.
Mm.
All right, that's good to know. I mean, they just look so different from regular peas. I thought, well, that would be. I could see people liking that as something different.
We have restaurants. We have one restaurant that buys 16 ounces of peas every week, and it's the speckled peas. So
16 ounces.
yeah, one
£1
restaurant.
a week.
A pound of peas. Yeah.
Pound
Yeah.
peas. Okay.
Sorry, I pack everything in ounces, so it's
Yeah, that's okay. I just had I had to think for a second. All right.
And then I think this is a Jess question. Watering. Do you water every day, or do you skip some?
So since we switched, I do need to skip sometimes. So I top water the first day. I always bottom water the second day. The third day, by the time we get to the third day, it's like a 50-50 shot. Like I'll lift every tray and see if it needs anything. Most of them don't. Radishes always need water. Sunflowers always need water.
Yep.
Always.
very
Um,
thirsty.
But like the brassicas and all the broccolis and stuff like that, usually by day 3, they're thoroughly hydrated, so I don't water them. And then the beets, I won't water, but maybe one other time before harvest because it's so much water in that deep tray.
Okay. Yeah, because I was rethinking it today because we still have some problems with damp
Little
canopy.
craft circles, yeah.
And I mean, part of it's atmospheric because we had to have a lot of rain here, but when we harvested on Monday, we had more than we thought. And I thought, and as I was looking back and then reading some things and going through some of my notes that you guys have said in the past, I'm thinking I might be overwatering some of the brassicas and other stuff. Because
Yeah.
at this point, I just get in the mode every morning. I give everything some water, And I'm like, if I lift it up and it's kind of heavy, it's like, well, I just give it a little bit of water.
Give it a
I'm
little
thinking
bit.
maybe that was contributing to that as well.
Yeah, if it's heavy, I wouldn't water it, monitor it for another 12 hours or something, come back and check on it,
Yeah.
and then go from there. That's what we did in the beginning. And obviously being in the house, even though we're here all the time anyway, so we'd be able to do it. But you just check every 12 hours and try to figure that out. And then if it seems good, just right before bed, check it again.
Yeah.
If it's good, you're like, okay, that's going to last 12, 24 hours if we're good. But
Mhm.
Yeah. But especially with the coast
Lorena?
of Maine, it's been, yeah. Yes, dear.
I just have one little thing to say about that though, on one crop that I've noticed, because I don't grow as many crops as everybody else. But with peas, speckled peas, I don't know about all the other kinds. I only have ever had speckled, but I actually ended up stunting my peas growth one time because I was just going by weight and it did not yield like it normally did. Like
now peas are going to be heavy.
stunning
These are
by
always,
Yeah,
not
peas are heavy no matter what.
Yeah, and I know that you can grow them hydroponically also because they will grow in anything, but that was like a lesson learned for me that I was just like, you know what, no matter what, they're grown in a slotted tray, in my environment, a cup and a half of water is the perfect amount of water every single day. And that's how I get my, 22 ounces,
I would say peas are going to be the ones that you're probably most likely watering every day,
Yeah.
99% of the time. Peas, sunflowers,
99%
radishes,
of the time.
and it's hard to overwater peas. It really is. Like you could water peas like an hour before you harvest, and they're still going to be dry.
Oh yeah, they're
Harvest them.
yeah.
They're going to be able to hold up hardy on that. Same way with sunflowers. They're pretty good about it too. If it's not a seed hull that's stuck on it that's getting wet, so them ones are hard to mess up watering. It's the
Radish same way.
arugulas and stuff like that that are going to mess up on watering.
My radish is the same way, ain't it?
Yeah, radish is
Radishes
the
are
same way.
perpetually thirsty. Yeah.
Always thirsty.
Well, for as much as everybody wants to say that arugula doesn't like to be watered, I only gave it a cup of water last night and it's already acting like a diva and trying to faint on me.
Because it's arugula.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you where to go after being on the computer all day. But I got my little watering can out and did my little perimeter. But I was just like, this arugula would have to already be a diva.
Arugula.
Argula.
Argula.
that's right.
Once you think you got a arugula down, it changes.
Oh, I don't think I'll ever have it down. It's just
Elena, are you using Coast of Maine too now?
not yet, but I will be. Because what I'm using right now is it's a cocoa core. It's not peat based like the Coast of Maine stuff is that they're using, but mine is it's got cocoa core in it. But I think mine has got to be very similar to what the Coast of Maine is, because chicken manure is the main ingredient for compost.
Yeah.
And I was complaining to Jessica last Wednesday because it was just but I was telling her how like clumpy it can get because she was saying how the Coast of Maine can actually get muddy. And I was like, yeah, you could definitely call mine muddy too, probably. And I was saying it's probably the chicken poo. But I was also saying how hard it is to get my trays like spick and span, in my opinion, just because I'm a Nazi about that. But
Remember, you're a farmer. Things are going to be dirty.
I know, but I don't want mold and nasty stuff either.
Well, yes.
So I don't know. That's another reason why I never went with black trays, is because I
want to see it.
want to see if you got everything off of that or not. So but anyway, yeah, it's just so I'm using an organic OMRI or OMRI certified burpee it's actually just a potting mix is what they call it, but it's clumpy, you know, like, so, but that's what I'm using. It is organic and I do get great yields out of it. It's discontinued. So that's why I'm going to be switching, and I don't want to budge. If I'm going to spend almost as much as I would on Coco Loco, I'd rather stay with something that I know 100% is organic at least. And I had to drive to get the bags that I have now, because it's discontinued and I, was running out of soil, but I still had some Tractor Supplies in my area that still had it. So I went and got it at the 2 stores closest to me that still had it. But now, I will be making a trip to Tallahassee and or Pensacola before probably before the end of October, just to make sure that I get enough to get me through the winter. Because I already talked to they sell it at my Ace. They sell the Coast of Maine products, but for some reason, the distributor that directly handles the Aces in Panama City, they don't do the 2 cubic foot size bag of that for some reason, but the Ace in Pensacola's does.
They're
Well, no,
franchises.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just different franchise groups. Like our Aces, like 6 or so of them are the same company, I think.
Not anymore. But
If you have
Yeah.
Ace Westlake, that's corporate. If you have the one that's just Ace, that's privately owned.
Yeah, there's not many corporate ones left.
Oh,
Mine's corporate here in Oklahoma.
actually, the corporate bought all the ones here. Remember? Jess?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I kind of forgot
Corporate,
about that.
corporate came in and rebought all the Aces here locally, the 8 or so. So
Well, what I thought was interesting was, so I went to find, so our local Southern States has the smaller bags in it. They don't have the two cubic feet, but it's a privately owned nursery, but it's 2 locations, but it's pretty big, so they get all kinds of. So I went in there, and they had the 2 cubic, and I thought it was interesting. They had the seed starter on a pallet, like separate from everything else, and it's like they had all the Coco Loco and everything else over here, and then the seed starter was way over here, and I thought, well, maybe it's a seed starter. Maybe that's phasing out. People are not planting seeds out.
seed stars, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
or maybe they're treating it like something completely different altogether. Like if you bought those little peat pots.
They didn't have it set up like that. It really, the way they had it laid out was, we've just got this over here, almost like it's phasing out. So what I'm gonna do is if we're finding good results from where we're at now, because it was like at least half a pallet they had over there. I was like, if we really like it, I might go on and see if I can
Negotiate.
Yeah, negotiate on the rest of that.
Yeah, because they might be just like, okay, yeah, that season of that's over with.
Right.
Set it over here because nobody wants that right now.
That's exactly.
But it's there if if somebody wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our cubic feet for Coco Loco, 2 cubic feet is $24.99. That one, Coast of Maine, was $27.99. So not, $3
Not
more.
an awful difference.
The
No.
yield difference we're getting off the coast of Maine, the price doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to see too. So.
Yeah.
And I think it's only like, for us, it was only like 5-6 cents difference per tray. But now
Okay.
we're growing less. We're growing 40 less trays a week.
Wow.
So that's $40+ that we're saving there every week. So that's 3 bags of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the time to harvest it and all of that.
I have to look around to see where I can find Coast of Maine, because I know you said Ace sells it and all, and they have the shipping, but I didn't see any in the store there, and they said I had to order it by the pallet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's rough. Because that'll last you forever. But yeah.
The pallet if I needed to.
How many bags are in a pallet?
48.
48. Okay.
which we go through rough little less than half of a pallet a week, about 22 bags a week. So I think less this week because we grew a little bit less trays, so we probably went through 20 bags. So
21.
21 bags. So, and our sales are going up a little bit too, so that's part of it. So yeah, but I'm very happy with it. I mean, we did not think it'd be as good as it was. But we wanted to try it, so luckily our distributor had it. So we're like, we had to buy 6 bags because that's what they require minimum. So loved it, and like finally found an organic soil that is good.
That's
It's amazing.
Cool.
So how often are you still out prospecting like new customers, new restaurants or?
Not often enough.
Oh, okay.
We're
You
working
need-
with
you
we're
need
trying
an
to work with some
accountability
distributors.
Challenge, Mike.
Hey, yep, I need accountability challenge, Lorena.
Cindy, I've been saying your name all week long, man.
Did it have a curse word in front of it?
I was like, is it with love? I hope.
So I came out of last week's meeting and I went in the bedroom. I told Jeremiah, I was like, dang that, Cindy. And then he was like, what happened? And I was like, now I got gruffed like 75 trays worth of user Anyway.
No, but we got to reach out to some distributors. We're got the one, and the paperwork's are filled out for them, but they haven't contacted us back. But they use like 4 different systems.
It's a labyrinth of people. Like I've got all their compliance stuff filled out, all the paperwork compliance and insurance requirements and all of that stuff. And then there's another partner that does all of their ordering systems that I have to figure out. And yeah,
Our goal is to get 2 distributors by the end of the year.
Okay.
So we're not prospecting as much as we would be if we were in your Lorena's shoes, Bill, Cindy's,
Right.
Jim's shoes, because we got that stable business right now that carries us through so we can work on the bigger accounts.
Right.
Do you have to be the farm GAP certified for a lot of distributors?
Yes,
yes,
they require it.
They do.
All of them.
Not just you personally, it's the farm.
No,
Yeah,
yep.
the farm.
Because she ran in one distributor that we know, been events with and everything else, and was wanting us. And hey, are you guys GAP certified yet? That was his first question.
Okay.
So like, we got to have that farm GAP certified, which we got. We paid that $2,800 for. So
Right.
we got to use that now, or otherwise we wasted $2,800. So
Right.
going for 2, hopefully to get at least 1 by the end of the year, but 2's the goal.
Okay. That's good.
You guys will get it.
How long does the GAP certification last?
2 years?
1 year.
1 year?
One
I thought it
year.
was.
I don't know. They don't really. I think it's 2 years, but they can come up to 2 times a year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's it. Okay, yeah,
You have to get
2 years, but they can
recertified, or-
visit.
I think you just got to pay again. I think
Yeah,
because they'll be coming in 1 to 2 times a year. You don't have to
Oh,
go through the
okay.
whole beginning certification again, but they're just going to send you a bill for $2,800 probably every 2 years.
Wow.
Not know that you guys have to get recertified.
It's not technically recertified. I think it says repaying because they can come in and check you up to 2 times a year. From 0 to 2 times a year. They can come in anytime, like a health department to a restaurant and pop in, but they can't do it more than 2 times a year.
What are the chances of them really doing that?
I think we'll see them once,
Okay.
but if they got people hired, like this one guy stays on that's in Kansas City, if he doesn't go anywhere, then yeah, I think they'll show up. If he doesn't, I don't think they have enough manpower to show up again.
Right.
So it all depends on their staffing.
Right.
So is that just a one-time 2,000 or every time?
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years. So it isn't every time they show up.
No. God, that'd be horrible. They would definitely be here twice a year then.
Yeah.
If it's the government to get money, they'd be here twice a year.
they'd be showing up 2 and then like on the day.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah. Any more questions, Bill, Cindy?
I think
Well, all right. So since you got well, one related one. All right. So I'm sorry. Going back, we were talking about water. Again, we were kind of talking about what we can do better to reduce the likelihood of the wet crops, right? And one was I was thinking I've been overwatering, and then we were talking about airflow, and ours is it's a little bit tricky. But I think my question is, we've got a it's in the garage, but it's a finished garage. But so there's a big
Ceilings are
ceiling
really high.
fan, but there's
Do
a
that.
great big ceiling fan in there as well. So I'm curious if we think the ceiling fan would do enough just to circulate the air, or is it better to have the other fans that are going more sort of through the racks or down the aisles of the rack?
I think if you got a ceiling fan and depending on the size and everything else and how much and where it's positioned and everything else,
Yeah.
I think it can be enough. Like David from Micro Acres, he doesn't run any fans down these aisles. He just has big fans up top. Obviously, he's in a big warehouse as well.
Mhm.
So he has fans just up top that is circulating the air down and moving that air, and he has no problems. So yes, I think it could work. It all depends on your exact setup and how much, and you may need to watch your top crops of not getting too much air and drying out faster.
Yeah.
It's one challenge I could see in it.
Yeah.
Because we do have that a little bit. Like we have the one fan that's placed closer to arugula, so it dries it out more because it just needs that. So maybe you put crops like that up top on the top shelves and stuff. So you may have to play around with your placement of crops,
That's a good point. Okay.
and you won't know until you know.
Right.
Until you start yelling at them in the middle of the afternoon. Why are you so dry?
Yeah, we did that on Monday. Well, why are you so wet? We did that on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
Start talking to plants angrily. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that was
My
Hillary.
arugula is being a diva,
Yeah.
Mhm.
trying to faint on me.
So yeah, to answer your question without giving you a hard answer, yeah, I think it could work. It just depends on where your placement of stuff. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because I feel like it's kind of where we're at now. It's like, okay, we generally know what to do now. The yields overall pretty good. We're working to get them better, but now it's like, all right, operationally, we just need to get this process down.
Yeah.
So,
And like his fans are, he's got 20-foot ceilings, so
Yeah.
they're all the way up, and the racks are only 6-7 feet tall. So you got all that room
yeah.
that's distributing the air. So how close your fan is going to make a difference too. So like, yeah.
All right.
But short answer, potentially.
Potential. That's a fair answer.
All right.
That's a fair answer.
That's good.
All right.
By the way, Mike, I have a win.
All right.
I sold 10 trays of broccoli,
So 2 trays of broccoli.
10 trays of broccoli
Yeah.
and 5 trays of radish.
Awesome.
Wow. Awesome.
Awesome. Congratulations. Cal.
Caterer.
Got a caterer using it?
Yes.
When did you
Oh.
plant?
I I planted last week. I got to harvest them, get them to them.
Nice.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Kyle. That's awesome news.
Thank you.
I love hearing wins.
Yeah,
Please
that's great.
share all wins, and then share them in the community. Oop, that was loud. Somebody dropped something.
Wasn't me.
And welcome in,
This
Jim.
time.
Good to see you.
We're gonna
Hello,
assume that
Jim.
Thank you.
Jim didn't
It's
like
good to be
call.
here. I'm not running around or on a phone call or,
Got a nice view in the
No.
back.
yeah, that's me and the turkeys.
Blueberry season over?
No,
No?
no, 1 or 2 more weeks.
Oh, okay. Lorena, where's Carlos? And you guys traveling up there to go get some blueberries?
Yeah, you're running out of time.
He was supposed to drive.
He does do a lot of driving.
Haven't seen him in a couple weeks now, so he's like, nope, I didn't mean to say I would go do blueberries. I'm gonna be gone for 4 weeks, and so I can't.
The blueberries are done.
At our farmer's market, we had a guy selling blueberries, and I was so jealous of him because his tent was, he backed up his truck, he had a little old flexible tent. He's got a table and a sign that says blueberries, and that was it.
That's it.
I'm like,
All he needed.
That's like the watermelon guys here. You know, they just pull their truck up and got watermelons,
Mhm.
and then they leave with no watermelons.
Sweet corn guys,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
Yep.
We
Big
got
The
lady
watermelon
next to me
guys
is-
here too.
Go ahead, Jim. I think you were talking.
The lady next to me is a vegan baker, and she just clears out early all the time.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yes. We got a vegan baker that is opening up. She done the farmer's market for the last 4 years, and now she's opening a brick and mortar bakery now. So getting all the equipment and all that stuff, everything else. So yeah, it's them vegan bakers are huge right now.
And it's all sweets, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it's not like,
Oh, it's pure junk food. Yeah.
yeah,
Nothing
on
good for
top
you.
of it. Right.
Like
I'm
vegan Pop-Tarts.
Lady that sells the dessert stuff like cookies, and oh my gosh, her stuff is incredible. It's so good, but it's got to be, I swear she's probably putting like half a stick of Earth Balance in every cookie or something. They're like so greasy, they're so chewy, which is the best kind of cookie, but
Your calorie intake for one day, one cookie.
right? Or more.
There
I'm
isn't
eating
anything
vegan. I
you
can't
could
understand why I
use,
keep gaining weight.
microgreens in bacon like that, is there?
So we have one that'll put micro leek and basil in her bread.
Yep.
Yep. She'll do micros in her stuff every once in a while. Or she does a sweet potato something pastry thing with she did arugula with that? I don't remember. Yeah.
Speaking of vegan dessert things, did we guys tell you about our taco popcorn?
You told us about it, but you didn't tell us about it.
What didn't I tell you?
I copied it.
Just told us
I
about
ordered it and sold it.
the
Nice.
happy discovery of the nutritional yeast that was supposed to taste like something, but it tastes like taco
It's
instead.
supposed to taste like nachos, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
It's
told us you
taco.
guys were going to try it out, but you didn't tell us how it went over.
pretty well
So
for the first time selling it. Pretty well. I sold at the smaller market. I sold 4 bags. Jess, how many did you sell?
Like 20 something.
Okay.
I don't know. How many did we make? Do you remember your numbers?
It was no, because that was late Friday night.
Days ago. That was late Friday night. I can look actually. They're in
Yeah.
the popcorn zone.
But yeah, it
So
went
we
well.
ended up
And
with
first week, I think it's even going to be people are going to come back asking for it because literally set the bowl next to me and I just kept on eating it. It's kind of like when you just keep going back to it because you don't even realize it, but it tastes so good. And you're like, oh, the bowl's gone. Okay.
yeah, we made 27, so we only have 5 left.
Yep. So I sold 22. So you sold 18. Yeah.
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 I would call that a success.
Now the success will be
are you
them
calling
coming
it
back and
taco?
buying it again.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Jim.
Are you calling it taco or are you calling
Yeah.
it? I just called mine nacho.
We called it less taco about it.
Taco about it. Taco about it.
Nice.
And we took it to the store for the first time today. They got the taco, so we'll see how well it goes in there.
I was gonna take a picture of that. I slacked. Man.
Yeah. I didn't have my popcorn like out in front. This was my market Saturday. So I had a lot of produce with the greens and all that. But my taco or my popcorn's normally in the front. You'll hear people say, "Oh, mango popcorn." So lesson learned on that, but it was just the way I set up the stand, I think.
Yeah, you got to differentiate it for the season, especially when you got other stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good looking basil.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. $3 a bunch.
We're getting ready to grow that for grocery stores, but in pots. We'll be selling it in the pots. So
Potted basil. That'll be fun.
you got peppers. Is that peppers over there?
Got
Ooh.
monster jalapenos,
Yeah.
hot banana. There's shishitos over on the other table with blanco and tequila, bell peppers.
Tequila.
Yep,
It's
yep,
a pretty
they're
purple
kind of
one.
sweet. And then onions in the bushel and some
Nice.
Camaro tomatoes that were really good.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I gotta make some pico de gallo because I didn't sell everything.
I mean, that seems like a good excuse to make pico.
Hmm Well, I figure I can do Capri, or I can do
Mm-hmm.
if you go to the to the basil, or I can do pico de gallo if you go to the left,
Yeah.
There you go.
and stuffed peppers.
Sounds
Yum.
good.
But it's
There's a plan.
yeah, it's not too hard. You're supposed to be growing everything, so these are grown on my farm technically, but not by me. Like it's a co-crop situation.
Yeah.
And then I think the market allows like 30% of other products. So I would definitely recommend if your market allows it to see if you can be friends with somebody. Sweet corn moved really good, rhubarb, asparagus. Like everyone loves that stuff if you can find a nice fresh source.
Yeah. Ours
That
allows
wasabi.
30%, 30%, right?
Yeah,
For
30%.
value add or aggregated.
Yep. Technically, our popcorn I think is value added, and it pushes that 30%.
You'll never know.
You'll see no blueberries because my
Yeah.
pickers did not pick. I was
Ah,
really upset about that.
I was
Oh,
thinking that. I
wow.
was like, maybe he sold out by the time he took this picture. That's what I was thinking.
No, no. Everyone kept asking me too. Oh, I wanted to get a 10-pound box. I don't have any.
Hmm.
And that hurts when somebody like wants to
Oh,
give you money and you don't have it.
You're like,
oh
I know
yeah.
the berries are there.
Yep. And that's Lake
Ugh,
Michigan in the background.
Yeah,
so pretty.
I love our
just
market.
got the lake back there. No big deal. Just got a lake.
Yep.
Just a whole giant lake.
Had some people that were at the market telling me they were going their way to Michigan after the market to go to the
Yep.
beach. So
To the beach.
Might have been here.
yeah, I didn't ask specifically where they're going because I thought that might be a little creepy. But
Yeah.
where are you actually going?
I don't know. Those are some middle-aged ladies. Like, they better watch out.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I didn't see that. Just posted a picture of our taco bag.
Did it go through?
Nice.
Okay. Let's talk about it. And that's going to be part of the vegan chef challenge
Mm-hmm.
that's coming up,
I forgot
apparently.
about that. They
Yeah.
asked us to be part of their vegan chef challenge, even though we're not chefs.
So you're not really a restaurant, but you have some really great vegan popcorn. I was
That
like, well, the timing's
that
great.
cayenne's got a good bite to it too on that taco seasoning. Or
Yes.
Not
nacho
bad,
seasoning.
but it's not. I don't think it's over spicy.
No.
Because like I'm not a huge spice person.
It's addictively spicy. Like,
Yeah.
you just want to put more in your mouth to cool it down. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. You just keep eating. And as long as you keep eating, it doesn't get too spicy.
I think I put more on mine. Mine's darker.
Oh. No.
I do two. I
What do you
think we
do,
did.
Jess?
1 tablespoon per
Okay.
bag.
Maybe we did two.
I thought 2 might be a little bit too heavy for people who don't like spicy food. So
Yeah, it's definitely darker than that. So it's got to be more.
And it doesn't take a lot to season it, to get the taste.
yeah. Yeah, it was 1 tablespoon per bag.
I guess I could look.
Well, Kyle had a win this week. Bill and Cindy had a win this week. Jim had a win this week. So Lorena's going to come back with 3 restaurants next week as a
Wait a
win.
minute. I had a win. I just got my first subscription
Oh, yes.
Oh, you did. Yes, you did have a win.
But she didn't sign up for weekly. Did she get signed up for weekly?
on a technicality because a stupid square and stupid me, I guess, apparently. And I'm going to go ahead and I hope Miss Cindy is within earshot because, or y'all need to get your pens out because I have a very good excuse for not getting to cold call 8 restaurants like I originally hoped because I accidentally sold a 4 for $20 on my subscription.
That's a good reason not to.
That should be a very valid excuse for not getting the cold call. Because I only grew enough for these 8 restaurants. I have it all planned out right here on this paper.
Anytime you can sell everything that you have, that's a good thing.
Heck to the yeah, that was such a good feeling when I did that last time. That felt so good.
She went into the garage, but I'll tell her that. She just realized she's got a plan. She's got to go measure seeds for like 25 wheatgrass.
Hmm.
That's right. You guys can only hold me to 7 for now. Okay.
Got it. I'll let her know.
You're doing 25 full trays of wheatgrass?
25, 5 by 5.
Okay.
I was like, wow, 25, that's like what we do.
Yeah.
A little bit more
Not
even.
yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
I tell you, I look at the bill at some of these grocery stores we deliver, and we're just going to the other stuff on the invoice, but it's like $104 just for wheatgrass. I'm just like, never thought we'd be delivering to one grocery store $104 of wheatgrass
Wholesale.
wholesale price.
Ooh. Wholesale on top of it. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
this
possible.
This one's to one of our CSAs, and every other week we bring him 25
Nice.
5 by 5s of that. So he likes it.
Nice.
I'm like, man, sell that. That's about the easiest grow in the world. Jeez Louise.
And fast.
And fast.
It's a pain in the butt to plant to me personally, because I'm the one planting it. So, but I've gotten fast at it. Like it takes some time to perfect the process though. It's just the longest planting thing.
But it's worth it.
Totally worth it. You don't have to cut it or package it or anything. You can stick labels on it.
No cutting, nothing.
Yes.
Love it.
Speaking of cutting, how's your cutting machine coming along?
I ripped my prototype on accident this week, so I need to build a new one. He's slightly murdered and duct taped together right now.
You need
'cause
to
I
go to the
needed
local
finish
3D
today.
printing guy and have him make one.
Yeah, I need to get him done.
Go to Shark Tank. Bring it to Shark Tank.
I don't know if it's wide enough market to invest.
Do we have like a minnow tank somewhere?
Well, you
Like,
know,
there's not very many of us.
I think we should at least be able to get like $4,200 out of that once it's done.
Oh yes, definitely should
Mm.
be able to sell it for at least $4,000.
I mean, if the seeding machine is $3,500, I mean,
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, I ran across this week. You probably already knew about this. The Bootstrap Farmer tray washer.
mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was there. That's right at that $4,000 level. Actually, it's $3,899.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But
Yeah.
you have to buy a pressure washer to hook up to
As I saw that,
it.
But see, in my opinion, out of all of the crazy things that you would buy, that would be the thing I would buy.
But you're in Florida. We're in cold weather. You have to use it outside. It makes a mess. There's water going everywhere with that thing.
All I hear is whining.
I'm not going to be outside in 10 degrees and snow trying to push trays through a pressure washer machine.
It's, you don't want to build a snowman?
No.
Oh no, I do not build snowmen.
Even worse when it's 105 and the heat index is 120.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I have to use my pressure washer when it's 115 degrees and heat index outside. So I get
They
the
say-
They're made for that.
They say it's got a drain on it and you can shift it out, but it's still shooting water out the sides and stuff.
yeah, it looks
you
like a
know?
mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So-
a mess. That thing is a mess.
And then
Um,
if you a pressure washer inside, you're gonna have them gas fumes and so I just
Finding an electric pressure washer that is sufficient enough to wash trays, that would be interesting.
I mean, it's a cool invention. It is.
Yeah.
But
The only reason, and I know I was talking to Jessica about this last week when she and I were having our impromptu one-on-one. But I am thinking about trying to rig up a contraption to where I can use, because we have a lesser powerful pressure washer, like I don't even know what the horsepower is on it. It's lame. It takes too long to actually use what you would really use a pressure washer for. So if that tells any of the men on the call that it's not as strong as you would want it to be, okay? It takes way too long to accomplish what you would want it to do. So I was going to try to rig something up and use it so that I could just get all the mucky, gucky stuff off my trays. And so, because I've been so deconditioned between cancer treatment and a back injury that even though I do love washing my trays, my arm real estate like I get really tired from that. My boyfriend kids, of course, he says, sounds like you need to work out. I'm like, no kidding. It is a workout washing. That's the one thing I'm really not looking forward to, having to wash, 32 trays come in. Just because my arm's going to fall off. It's going to take 2 days to wash all those trays just because my arm's going to be breaking off my body trying to do it. So I was just thinking if I could use a pressure washer to get the most of the stuff off, and then I just had to go back in with my
Wash and
handy
sanitize.
brush
Yeah.
and soap, then that wouldn't be so bad.
Or get your boyfriend to do it for you.
I could, but they would not be as clean as I want them to be.
I did post one in there for a $350 DIY microgreen tray washer that uses a power washer.
Are you talking about the one?
Goes. Yep.
Yeah. I've watched. Oops. Whoa. Hold on.
Yeah. So if you want to go that route of getting a pressure washer and doing all that to clean trays, I would go that route versus the $4,000.
Oh no. I'm just gonna figure out something where I
To
can
frame
get
them.
like a slant where the water will run down towards the grass, and I'm just and I'm gonna build it and put like PVC across the board, and I want to make it so I can slide 4 trays into it, and so I can just go, spray them down, pull them out, flip them over, spray them down, pull them out. Next.
I would say that. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mike. That's the one that woman on was it Barefoot something microgreens? She built that. She's got a thing on her YouTube channel.
This one?
No, different. Let me
Barefoot Gardens.
something like
Is
it.
it Laura?
Now, I would say Joe said that he no longer using that machine because he just hired somebody to clean them instead.
Well, and he said he had an issue, like it wasn't getting everything as clean as he needed it to.
Yeah.
I was on that call.
But it's better than doing it by hand, kind of thing, So it's like.
Well, like I said, I don't have I keep wanting to say arm real estate. That's the wrong word, but I don't have the strength to do it, literally.
Yeah.
I don't have the stamina. My shoulder's going to break off.
And that's the one thing that you're going to always hate to do is clean trays. So
I don't hate cleaning trays. That's just it. I don't hate it.
Mm-hmm. She
I
said.
know. And just because you're one of those people. So that's okay. Tracy likes to wash trays. And so does Nancy. So meh.
I didn't mind it either at first.
We usually did them at first.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did them all for the first 2+ years. And then my kid got in trouble at school and needed grades. So he became the dishwasher for our business and had work at home thing that he did not
had
get
a
paid
work
for, but he got
program.
credit on in his classroom. So he could pass high school because very smart kid, but just refuses to do things because he's a but
He's just a natural asshole. He just
yeah,
is.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
It's middle child syndrome, major middle child syndrome.
If anybody's allowed to call their child that, it's the mom.
Like what teacher was it? Like, I think it was math. It was one of his math class, geometry, something, whatever. He refused to do any of the assignments purely because he didn't like the teacher. He knew everything. And he failed the class purely out of spite because the teacher told him he kept falling asleep.
But he gets headaches from the lights, and when he has to wear his glasses, so he would just put his head like down to be able to read. And she was saying he was sleeping. So, and then you can't argue with the teacher; they're right, but he would argue with her, and then they get into an argument and fight, and she's right,
And then out of
he's wrong.
spite, he just failed the class. Just didn't talk to her for the rest of the year.
Yep, that's our son.
And then the only person he hurt was himself. Yeah.
Yep. And did he care? No. Still very proud of that moment. He is. I was like, you had to take the class again. He's like, yeah, but they gave me a different teacher.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So there's
At
options
least
of
it-
cleaning trays, but it's just the necessary evil.
At least he wasn't violent about it.
No,
No.
he's not a
He was
violent.
our-
He was a good boy.
Free labor kid. He got 2 credits for school, and I got work release kids. So he was like, can't you just say I did the work? Oh, no. That's not how this works. She's going to call me every other week and ask how your progress is. And I'm going to tell her, you're doing all right. You've washed how many trays?
Let me speed this up. By the way, I watch every YouTube video in times 2 speed. Get through a lot of things.
I try to as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's
She's
the
a big-
link to
Yeah,
that she created there. She built that rack. Kind of like what you're talking about, Lorraine.
Similar concept.
Yeah, I just wanted to create something where, again, I can just
Oh, yeah.
flip it over,
Slide them in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get wet. May as well just get wet.
You're in Florida, so you could do that any old time.
It still
Randomly.
gets cold here, you guys. The humidity makes everything feel hotter than it is and colder than it is.
No,
I can-
no,
I-
no.
No,
It
I
does
can-
not get cold in Florida.
No,
So
I
says the
can-
guy in Lake
There.
Michigan.
Christmas, people are
well,
wearing jackets and it's like 60.
it does
The one
get cold
time-
in
the one time
Florida.
I went to
The
Tallahassee,
humidity makes
it snowed.
colder.
So it gets cold there.
Wah, 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 wah.
It definitely gets cold there.
I know
It
you guys
does.
have blizzards and all of that, but you do not have to deal with the humidity like we do.
Right.
Or
Sorry,
the Gators.
or the Gators. I'm sorry. I went to Colorado in November. My aunt literally came running to me and my youngest son with jackets and like, oh my God, you guys like freezing. And Ethan and I are looking at each other like, no, it's not that bad. I mean, I don't know. Colorado is not New England or wherever you are, Jen. But it still gets pretty cold in Colorado too. It's just a lot drier in Colorado, which is why it didn't chill us to the bone. We were fine in polar fleece the whole time we were there. I mean, it wasn't even bad.
Well, it gets cold enough in Florida that when I worked at citrus nurseries, we had to ice over the trees to keep them from splitting the trunks.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have ice storms down here. We won't have snowstorms, but we'll have ice storms.
You have snowstorms. Nope. Disagree. Because
The lizards fall out of the trees.
Once in a blue moon, it will snow. Okay, Mike. Like
The one time Mike showed up there.
I think you need to visit Jim in January or something like that.
Lake effect snow. Ask Jim about lake effect snow.
I'll have to dig out some pictures.
I believe you. I'm not trying. I mean, like the kind of cold that I don't want to mess with is like Joe's kind of cold, Montana cold. Okay,
That's just dumb cold. That's awful.
Or Alaska.
that is not.
Yeah.
I do not ever want to deal with anything that is in -40 degrees. Okay, no,
Well, there's nothing there to block anything, so they just get all the wind and all the cold.
The jet
Yeah.
streams just always dip from Canada right there for some
Yep.
reason. And it's like, nope. He's crazy. And he's
Hey,
right by the Canadian border too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty close.
Nope.
It's 75 here today, so I'll take that in August.
Yeah.
We're 99.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can keep it.
111.
Keep it.
Leave it. We don't want it. Although I was cold this morning and he kept turning the air conditioner back on.
I was hot in the van.
Dying. I was freezing. Always. I need a hoodie just for the van.
That was a
Jim,
beautiful
how
picture
high
you
did
posted.
your drifts get?
The drifts.
They get about higher than me. I'm 6 foot, 6'1".
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, gum.
Some places.
How do you
Yeah.
drive in that?
Well, you can. I mean, if the road's covered,
You
you
don't.
can't drive through that.
You just
But
don't.
generally, it blows off the road, right?
Yeah, it always like drifts next to the road. They usually, you guys have snow catches on the sides usually,
Do you have that up there, Jim?
Depends,
with
but yeah.
little short fences. Our state likes to cut down trees so much that they cut down all the trees along the interstate. So this is gonna get really friggin' fun.
Yeah, they went through this
Supposed
year
to
and
be
cut them all down.
colder and wetter this year for our area.
Yay.
We're not
Yeah,
far.
they went through all summer cutting down trees all along the interstate. I was like, this sounds like a bad idea, guys. We have dust storms that kill people, but you know, let's cut down the trees.
Yeah, and you get floods and all that too, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not sure who had the logic for that, but they went through and did a ton of cutting. This will get interesting.
That's an interesting setup, though. Watch that video of the tray cleaning thing she's got.
I'm gonna watch it too.
It's a good invention.
Because if all I
It's not
gotta
bad.
do is go buy some PVC and I don't have to buy any wood or anything, that's a lot easier than what I was thinking about doing.
Yeah, it looks like she's got some channel things on there.
Yeah.
Slide the trays through. Yeah. It looks like it'd be easy to build.
It's all about easy. And we already have a little pressure washer doodaddy. So and it's not had any for good agricultural practices, excuse me. It has never had anything in it but plain old water.
There you go.
So it is good to go.
So Lorena, on Cindy's behalf then, so when are you gonna build your tray washing stand right there?
What's the goal?
How many restaurants Cindy's calling on next week? That's what I want to know. Is she gonna call on 3 since I'm calling on 3? Does she have
She hit 3 today.
Oh, good for her. All right, but I'm talking about next week. That's in the past.
Right.
And to think Cindy was scared to go into restaurants, and look at her.
It was.
She's a beast now. I love it.
Oh, that reminds me. Please hold.
Slide away. Oh, she's getting the dog. Don't kick the dog.
I feel like the dog will trip her.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were cleaning out the garage this past weekend. I shouldn't even necessarily say cleaning out. We were cleaning some stuff out, but the reason why we were is maybe this is the win. I was gonna wait to post it, but I'll still post it anyway because there's only 6 of us here and 2 of us are Mike and Jess. So, but my farm got an upgrade because I bought a big old refrigerator.
Nice. How big?
Like big. I don't know. It's as big as the one we have in the house. It's
Is it all refrigerator?
a double door on the top and a freezer on the bottom.
Nice.
And it's a full-size fridge.
Awesome.
It's a house fridge. It's not a commercial fridge. It's a house fridge.
That's fine. New fridge for the farm.
And I
equipment.
got it off Facebook Marketplace. And I only spent $400, you guys.
Nice.
I got a big fridge, $400. So I was super happy about that.
And when you start freeze drying them, all the microgreens and making powders and everything, you'll be able to have a place to freeze dry your stuff before you put it in there.
Yes, the trays in advance to
Yeah.
make it take less time. You're right.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah and I are going through the garage. Now this thing is a beast. Okay, like I'll probably end up hurting myself with this thing. But this is the kind of clipboard kind of clipboard I was talking about.
Yeah.
It has compartments on the inside, so you can have all your goodies and stuff in there. So if you need business cards or extra
Flyers.
sheets or just what have you, or if you're taking orders, maybe you have an order sheet, because like Mike said, hey, be prepared. Somebody could actually say, oh my gosh, where have you been my whole life? I gotta sit down and put an order with you right now. I've been looking for a microgreen person,
Yeah.
and if you're not prepared. So this one's really fancy because it even has another in it.
Nice.
But like I said, I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt myself with this thing because it is metal.
I
They
had
don't
one-
make them like that no more. Yeah, I used to
That's
have one
right.
like that.
Yeah, I used to have one like that when I sold Aflac.
Well, she's Jeremiah's donation from the week to my business.
Nice.
Love it.
Now I think you need to add another restaurant now because you're looking so professional.
I told him, he's like, I will take my tax deductible receipt. And then I said, okay, good. I'll give you a receipt for 5 cents.
Gave you a whole nickel for it.
I said, how do you think you can sell that at a garage sale? Let's be real. Do you really think you'd even get more than $1? And he was like, no.
No.
What? By the way, Mike, on sales, what do you do when you come up against a member or a customer that wants to do tax free?
They can give me a copy of their tax exempt if they're doing resale. So if it's like a grocery store or another store that's doing resale, you just get a copy of their resale certificate
Okay.
Yep.
and you just keep that on file for them.
We don't have to have that for restaurants, do we?
I think I was supposed to. It's all one restaurant group for the most part. Yeah, if they ever asked me for it, I'm sure I could get it, but I've never asked them for it. Really, I think we're supposed to for Illinois because Illinois. Most states don't ask for that.
The
Stupid
caption
Illinois.
to my refrigerator post is going to be that Tracy and Nancy made me do it.
Yes,
It's their fault.
they made me do it.
They did. They made me think that I was never going to be a grown-up microgreen farmer until I had my own fridge.
Now you're ready to go, and you got your clipboard.
I'm
You're gonna go to the restaurants. You've got a weekly
I'm a
subscription.
teenager. I'm at teenager status right
You're just
now.
growing up.
I got my first subscription.
Hey.
I might have 2. I'm not trying to jinx it, but I might have 2. Jeremiah's boss, he and his wife want to be on a subscription, and it's just because they're too busy. And it'll just be on auto pay and the greens will just show up. And
That's the best way to do
He
it.
can take them to work if that's the easiest thing, but I don't know how we'll work it out. I don't know if I'm going to meet with boss's wife or to drop them off, or it doesn't matter to me. It's 6 and 1/2 dozen. But whatever's the easiest.
Figure out the logistics later.
Yeah. But that was the other reason to light the fire under my booty to get the subscription thing going. Because I actually have people who want to be on a subscription
Yeah.
that are
Yeah,
asking
good job.
me to be on a subscription. And I'm like, oh crap. That'd be so great if my website was set up for that.
I just start taking them somehow.
Oh, I mean, and I do. I mean, there's a lot of people that I just would do it kind of in reverse. More like I would get an order. It's like how I told you how I ended up selling all my greens the last time. It's like I got an order that was way disproportionate, and I was just like, all right, I gotta bust these up. I don't have enough 4 for 4s. or 4 for 20s. So
Yeah.
but I'm not taking less than $5 a container.
No, ma'am. I can eat it for that.
I'd rather eat it for that.
Hey guys, I gotta run. Tiffany and I gotta run, so I will
All right.
talk to you next time.
See you
Yes,
guys.
have fun
Take care.
planting.
All right.
How are the flowers doing? Are you still doing those?
We just started our flowers for the winter, fall stuff because a lot of people around here get flowers from edible flowers from people who grow them outdoors during the summer.
Hmm.
So they'll get them there. So we basically just try to take care of the market from like September, October, somewhere in that range till, March,
Spring.
till spring.
You guys
They're
are not
sprouting.
believe this. I'm sorry. I am interrupting on a serious tangent. I'm so sorry. I was just talking about Jeremiah's boss. His wife literally just texted me
Nice.
asking me about microgreens.
Tis the universe talking.
But yeah, so the flowers we do just during the fall, winter, early spring time
Yeah.
frame, and we put them in the this time. I did a video on it. I haven't edited it, and if you guys haven't noticed, since you're the only ones here, we are going to do a course on flowers.
Nice.
Flowers,
You already started it.
huh?
You guys already started it, didn't you?
We started. I put it in there. It's in there. It's in the classroom.
I just haven't opened up the stuff, or is those just the
There's no
title?
videos in there yet. It's just
Oh,
That's the
it's just
plan.
the
Those
plan.
are the layout.
The layout. We did our first video on how we plant them. So, but I got to do a voiceover because we forgot the mics weren't on. So
Yeah.
we got to go back and do a voiceover on it or do another planting, one of the two. But they're growing quite well. They're sprouting up really good. 3 of the varieties are sprouting really, really good
you know,
already.
I can show them to you in 2 seconds.
Yeah, in 1 week we're getting.
starting mix. It's that seed starting mix.
It is. It is.
Well,
Let me
do
go
you
find
think
my
Your
that
pictures up this week, Mike.
What, Kyle?
At least your pictures were up this week. Your
Yes.
camera.
Yes.
He's doing better than me. All
What was
right,
it, Jim?
let's see.
Before
do you
Jess shows.
think if you're just doing restaurants that you would be okay with flowers like all year round, or do they pull them from the flower
They
growers
kind of
also?
get better, more varieties, I guess, or something. Or Jess, what do you think on that? With the
The outdoor farmer's cheaper. He's super cheap.
there you go.
Uh,
Price.
So they are selling to restaurants.
Yeah,
Yes.
same restaurants as
Ah.
us.
Oh, more of them sprouted.
Yeah, so number 1s, 2s, 3s. 3's getting some. 4, 5. Number 6 has got a couple. Not a lot happening number 6. I don't know what that one is, but they're numbered.
We number the tray and we number the package so we know which are which.
Hmm.
Which is also in the video. So that way you know what you're growing and what's in there.
These are nasturtiums.
Nasturtiums are number 1, right? Or number 2?
Yeah.
Number 1?
Number 1.
That's what I thought.
Do they have lot numbers that go with them too?
Yep.
Yep.
On the packets.
We have to have that with Gap.
Look at these cilantros. These caught up fast. Those are the same ones he showed on day
Couple days ago.
9. Couple days ago. Yeah. Beastly.
So it's all about price point, I think, on the flowers, Jim. They can sell them a lot cheaper because they're, growing them outside and don't have to have all the inputs that we have to have.
This wasabi's nuts. So this wasabi came out of germination yesterday.
It's crazy.
A monster.
Good problems to have.
Great problems.
I can't wait to have them myself.
Indeed.
You'd probably have a little better chance up in Michigan, probably, with that, because I'm sure the season's a little bit shorter on flowers than they are here
Yeah.
for outdoors.
Oh, you're muted, Jim.
I don't think people are as plugged in up here. I will admit that.
Yeah.
So I think they, I stocked microgreens for like a year or two before I started growing them. No one had them. And then I saw someone had them and I was growing them, but I wasn't really selling them. I'm like, all right, the gauntlet's off, and then went
Now
for
it's
it.
time.
Yeah.
When we first grew flowers, I didn't know if anybody was going to buy them or not, but that's kind of a thing you have to grow to be able to go sample, and you got to take the long term of it because they take a while. It's not like a microgreen you can grow in 10 days and figure out if it doesn't sell or not and be done. But these are long term things, so but they're not that expensive, really. It's more time and space.
Well, and they have that in the wintertime out here. I mean, you know what it's like. It's gray, it's cold,
Yeah.
you want soups and warm stuff. And
Yeah.
I think I
That's why you
posted
have
some
all
of my
those-
soup pictures,
I was about
right?
to say,
Yes.
that's why
Yes.
you have all those yummy soup recipes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. There's nothing better than a nice warm soup in the winter.
I
Maybe a
agree.
fire,
When there's 8 feet of snow outside and you have no choice but to stay
Uh-huh.
in.
Yeah.
And you look out that window and it's just white and you're just sitting there eating your soup.
I have nothing I can go, distract myself with, basically.
Aren't you going to be growing mushrooms and stuff?
Yeah. So I have I don't I've got the new place. We just have to paint the ceilings now so we can do the floors. And I've got to order this special paint. And then we'll be really ready. I talked to HVAC guy, and we really had a brainstorming session on kind of doing something a bit different with cooling and heating of the mushroom tunnels. So that was really exciting. Um, and it's a matter of having the time to build things out and having it in the priority list. I bite off a lot more than I can chew, and then I have a lot of bites to catch up
Take
on.
some time to digest a little bit.
Yeah.
I've never heard it
Good way to
dissected
explain it.
that way, but that was very clever, Jim. I like that.
Yep. I mean, I really want to do it. I mean, just from the passion part of it, I just can't wait. We have a mushroom cellar at our market,
Okay.
and
I was just going to ask
I
that.
actually work for those guys just to help out, right? And it was a lot of fun, and they do well. And I know I don't know if just kind of a similar topic, I'll finish the mushrooms first, but like, I feel that microgreens are into restaurants, and then when you can bring this other like gourmet produce, it's a real, it's the lead in. Hey, you want some mushrooms?
Mhm.
Here, play with these, right?
Yep.
And they're
And
fresh,
then
they're local.
get them hooked.
Right. And
And
then
they're
the
always
same
looking
thing.
for a reliable mushroom grower that's going to actually show up all the time.
Yeah, because they're hippies, right? They're
Yep.
full on hippie hippies,
Yep.
like
Mushroom
the
guy is an actual thing.
heady hippies, right?
Yeah, they'll
Heady
show
hippies,
up one
yeah.
week and they'll be like 3 weeks later, they'll show back up to the restaurant, like, here's your mushrooms, man. They're like, where were you? Like, oh, has it been 2 weeks? It's been 3 weeks, man? I thought it was a week.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, man.
and yeah. Plus I know I have some advantages with overhead and things like that, right? So
Yeah.
I can really drop my cost a little bit and probably make more than them. Um,
Nice.
but the other thing, I don't know if I mentioned this on the last call, but one of my restaurants, I dropped off late and they're like, hey, you want something? I'm like, no, but let me get my son. And we ate there and they had the most amazing side salad. I'm like, what on earth did you put into this, right? The leaves were so soft and great flavor. And I texted the chef and he's like, oh yeah, this is this hydroponic place down in New Buffalo. I'm like, what varieties are they using? And he's like, I don't know. You want me to ask? I'm like, well, tell him I'm going to be a competitor. I don't want to like be sneaky. So then he just texted me back what's in it. It's like the muir and butter and all that. And it's just hydro lettuce. And I'm like, I'm totally doing that. There's
Yeah.
no question.
Muir is a
So
good
it was
variety. I didn't
amazing.
know. Hmm, interesting.
Yeah, red oak leaf, I think Muir, yeah, and because I have some of those seeds too. I'll dig it up, see what he said.
I need to figure out how to get lettuce growing right here because we had a grocery store to come to us and asked us if we were growing lettuce because they want to buy local
Today.
lettuce today. One we've been at for 3 years, and so I
mean,
think they know there's a lettuce shortage coming. Is what I'm thinking. If they're
you mean
asking to buy
lettuce
lettuce,
in packages?
what's that, Kyle?
You mean lettuce in packages like you were doing your hydroponics?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, they're looking for like packaged retail ready lettuce.
And usually they're only asking that question if they know they're going to have an issue coming up.
Yeah. And then the
So
one Hy-Vee today was he didn't pre-order in time, which means they're running out of and they didn't get prioritized.
Yep. Go ahead, Jim.
Go ahead.
Muir, and then red sweet crisp,
Hmm.
and Roxy. That's what they had in there. I'll put it in chat just so.
Interesting.
Yeah, let me look them up first, make sure I'm spelling them right and everything. I know Muir because I bought those seeds.
Yeah. I know those ones are hydroponic reformers, but I don't think I've heard of the other two.
Well, I so stocked this outfit, right? Because they're doing it, and why can't I? And
Right?
they do basil too, and they sell it at like this super popular pizza place down here.
Mhm.
Now, if you guys were not here yesterday as well, I do.
Oh, Salanova.
Is it a Salanova variety?
Salanova Red Sweet Crisp. It's
Oh,
at Johnny's.
Johnny's, yeah.
red sweet crisp. I don't think we've grown that one of a Salanova.
Mm-mm.
I think I've got those seeds too.
I've got a lot of Johnny's Salanovas, but I don't think I've done red sweet crisp. Got red butter.
And Roxy is red oak leaf, I guess.
Oh, just a fancy word for it.
I think so. I mean, it is the Rox, R-O-U here.
I've got green butter, red oak leaf,
Yeah, so that's like the Roxy, I think.
green oak leaf,
Ooh,
red butter, green butter. Yeah, I've never heard of the oh, I have red sweet crisp. Apparently we have that. I don't think I've opened the pack.
See, there you go.
I don't want to talk about my seed
How many
collection
seeds we buy?
situation. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
yeah.
it's bad. Yeah, it's like chicken math with seeds.
I just got to do my lettuce different the way we were doing it. They're just the yield for the space it's taken up and the time was not worth it. So I got to figure a way to get more lettuce in a smaller space.
Yeah.
Well, my thought is I was doing, what was the organic liquid fertilizer
Oh,
that you're using?
Yep. Agro Thrive.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back and try like I don't know if it's master blend, but it's commercial, it's not organic, and just run it through to see, is it working different, and see how it
Mhm.
produces, and then go back and try an organic and see, kind of start with a baseline.
We had
Yeah.
better luck with the Gaia Green than we did the AgroThive.
Yeah.
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 Well,
The
and the
Agro Thrive
pH
gives it a
is,
really good push, and then after a while, it's like, meh.
and then it drops off. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I noticed the same thing.
Yep.
I couldn't get it to go, past,
Like a
Few
mid baby
weeks.
leaf.
yeah, like past that essentially.
Yep. And then if you do let it go any longer, it just bolts.
Hmm.
So, and then, of course, you can't use it then. So that was
Right.
our challenges. So
how big do you want? Or are you going to be growing it is what I'm
Well, yeah,
curious.
that's what we were discussing today on driving, that we may just grow it to, grow it
Baby leaf
densely,
instead.
grow a lot, but grow it to like a baby stage and just harvest it so we prevent any bolting potentials and we can just get it out then. So yeah, so growing it more densely, packed, seeding it heavier, and then just harvesting it earlier in the more baby stage.
Mm.
Side note, the Oka Hijiki looks amazing compared to the first attempt. Look, there's actual
Salt.
plants.
Yeah.
The saltwort.
Is it
So the
doing
first
better?
attempt was very small.
Yeah,
It's doing
much
like
better.
1,000,000,000 times better. Like you can actually see there's plants growing, and this is only right. I know that's such a small victory. This is only what when we planted it the same day as everything
5
else.
days.
So what we're
It's been
5
5 days.
days?
Yep.
This took me like at least 2 weeks last time. So 5 days is much better.
So we'll see. The restaurant really wants it. They keep on asking for it.
He
So
keeps harassing me in a good way, but like, yeah.
I may be making a trip to Tallahassee and or Pensacola sooner than later.
it's
No,
I'm still shocked by it. Like it just doesn't seem like it's possible to grow better than Coco Loco and be organic.
Yeah.
So
Just-
It was the way of the world before all this crappy chemicals, Mr. Hicks.
well, we didn't use any chemicals. We just didn't have organic soil.
Yeah.
Well, the
Because
Gaia
mul-
Green is one, but
because
it's organic.
Gaia is organic too. Yeah. The only thing we ever put on them was organic. And then the Coco Loco, I don't even know what was the thing that they said
The
might have
background.
disqualified. The bat guano made it not organic. Bat
It's
poo.
just
It's
because
all
they
the bat.
can't control where bats have been. That's
Yep.
probably
Yeah.
it organic.
Yep.
Where
Yeah.
you can control a chicken and their feed.
And lobsters.
Yeah, sort of.
And
Well,
lobsters.
yeah, as long as they don't get out or they're not eating rats or snakes or other chickens.
Other
They,
chickens.
they will do
yeah.
that.
Oh, I
Savages.
know they'll do that.
Yeah. Have you been in any of the professional chicken farms? Yeah, you'll see how bad it is.
Mhm.
They don't let anything go to waste. We'll put it that way.
That's very true.
But yeah, so hopefully we can get some lettuce going because now I know we can sell it. But I also talked to him about the basils, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll make that work. We'll fit that in too, full size basils." So
Yeah.
All right, you guys are my witness that now I can only call on 6 restaurants.
why?
Because Andrea just placed another 4 for 20.
Woohoo!
Grow more.
I can't do it this week, is what I'm saying. I
You
can
can still
Okay.
call on them.
still do my 3 businesses by Tuesday. I'm just saying, I wanted to be able to do 8. That was my plan.
Yeah, I mean,
Plan, Stan.
I'd still do 8. Go for it. Just
I'm
you
not
have.
gonna do it. What are you talking about?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Hello, do you see how serious my clipboard is?
I have a serious clipboard.
I could hurt somebody with that.
If somebody messes with you while you're out there trying to prospect, boom, done.
You need to get a sticker with your logo on the back of that thing so when
I
you carry it, it shows your
know, I
logo.
know.
Oh, didn't Sticker Mule have a coupon thing going again? They do like 50 stickers for $20, and they're like the really nice die cut stickers. If I see that, I will send it
Like,
over.
finally, you guys got my logo finalized.
Woo!
Finally,
Small victory
finalized.
for real. Finally finalized.
For real. That took for bloody ever.
But it looks gorgeous.
I
Totally
do.
worth it.
Yep, you can get from Sticker Mill. You can get a 1x1 sticker, 50 of them for $51.
They had a coupon. I think here I will check and see if they sent it
Yeah.
to me again. They send me coupons all the time.
Or 100 for $57. That's probably even better.
They gave me. Oh, it shut down all the way. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, there's definitely have the sticker on there. We have it on our clipboard. Ours is just a wooden clipboard, nothing fancy like you got, though. So.
Yeah, they might mistake her for The health department.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Oh no, health department's here,"
Yes.
Clear the way for me.
and then you're gonna ask to talk to the chef, so they're really probably gonna take it.
Like, no.
And then a great way to break the ice, be like,
Just kidding. Just kidding. Stop stressing, man. Stop stressing. Well, I was just gonna go get a plastic one, you know, just because I do like to carry stuff with me, but you know, be organized. It's nice to make sure you have a pen on you so you can stick your phone in there, so you got your hands free as much as
Yep.
possible, you know.
and you can have them focusing on the samples, not everything
That's
else in your hand.
That's right.
So, what's your pitch gonna be when you go in? What are you gonna say?
I don't know. I'm just gonna start talking.
She's gonna start talking like off the gates.
I'm like, I'm here.
Hi, I'm here. Here's your microgreens.
I'm just gonna be like, hey, where's Chef? Where's Chef? Where's Chef? Where's Chef?
Okay,
Chef,
so I
chef.
found it. It's in my email, so I'm gonna put it in school because I don't have it on my phone. It's on the computer. So it is 3" by 3" clear stickers. So they have all the color, like full color stickers with clear backgrounds. $29 for 50 of them.
Heck to the yeah.
That's a good
Heck to
deal.
the yeah. So
That is-
I'm going to put that in school.
In the school.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just gonna start coming out of my mouth. I mean, as soon as people just, people, when I was at book club and people asked me, I mean, I was just like, I'm a microgreens farmer. In case you don't know what that is, it's indoor vertical farming. They're tended by and large vegetable seedlings, and I chop them up and they're delicious.
You're not gonna be put it in school right now, dear. It's down
Oh,
again.
really?
It's
Oh,
down
mine's up.
again. Oh, mine's not. Mine went back to login. Let's just
Oh,
try to log in again. Oh, there we go. I'm back in.
okay. I was like, what?
Nope.
Fudge nuggets. It just told
Something
me there's
went.
an error.
Yep, something went wrong. Yep.
Okay, so I've got the post pending. It's sitting right here. That's
The
annoying.
school was down earlier, right before we went on the meeting, so I didn't know if we were gonna have a meeting today, and then it started working.
Like at
Mm.
what 6:03 it started finally
Yeah, a
working.
little bit
Oh,
after.
is that why you were a few minutes late?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we got in. I was getting ready to go over to just Zoom and log into there and see if anybody shows up, but I didn't know if anybody would have the link to be able to show up to school through there because it's all in school. So then I thought, well, I'm gonna have everybody's email and send an mass email out to everybody, like, join us on Zoom. Here's the link. Sorry, school's down.
And then we all would not have checked our email because nobody checks their email anyway.
That is a
Wow,
long
that's
coded
long
message.
link. That is a
I
long
do.
link.
Holy
So
moly. Okay.
That's
Sure.
quite the. Oh, and then it says wrong link. Oh, God, permanently.
And it's even wrong.
All right, let me try it again. I'm gonna open it and then copy it because apparently. Let's try that again.
Maybe it won't be 8 miles long.
Like only like
Only
4
2
miles long.
miles. Yeah, there you go. That works.
There we go. Because it's an email campaign message, so it's got all the codes for that. So
And free shipping.
and free shipping over 70. Oh yeah.
Oh no,
No,
normally
any of them.
75. They're giving free shipping on it right now.
Wow. I might be needing to get some stickers.
Yeah.
Jessica just sold herself.
Yeah.
I know. I saw it earlier and I was like, ooh, stickers.
Well, they're so good for the farmer's market.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Put your website on the bottom of it.
And give them to people who buy 5 for 25.
Exactly. We did we gave some away at
Expo.
the expo. They still have our sticker at like 2 of our grocery stores, just kind of in random places. Like Food Fantasies has it in the back, and
Yeah.
logo stickers in random places.
All right, what else we got, guys? Anything?
I'm curious what Lorena's pitch is. Like, do you bring samples?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have samples. That's the whole thing. That's why I'm waiting and why the day has to be the 20th is because by then I will have all of my stuff not only harvested but chilled and labeled and the whole yada yada. And I bought bags and all of that stuff. So I'm looking so profesh. I've got my dot card. So I will be giving out my info that way. And I mean, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to say, hi, nice to meet you, chef. I brought you some amazing microgreens that I grew by myself in, organic growing practices. Free samples. I'd love to have an opportunity to follow up with you in a week. What works better for you? The beginning of the week or the end of the week? The end of the week. Okay, great. Is Thursday or Friday better for you? And you just keep asking, narrowing down questions until you get a date and time. And then I write it in the calendar and then I show up.
Show up.
And then he's going to tell me how wonderful my microgreens were. And I'm going to say, great. Which ones would you like to order now?
The best thing is when you go out to sample and then you see your microgreens on their pictures that they post on their social media. you know at that point you pretty much got to sell.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, those are mine. I just dropped those off today.
Do you guys talk about lifting plates and, adding dimensions and things like that? That's how I kind of hype it up. This is a great way to put on your expo and really lift a plate up and add color and flavor. You could really play with it and get creative, find a mix, you want something a little spicy, you want something red, you want something yellow, we can do it, And
The best pitch you could ever make, like you're saying, Jim, is when you go in and you're like, hey, I seen you had XYZ dish. This red cabbage would go great with it. It's going to really lift the plate up. It's going to go
Yep.
great. You just put it right over here on this top, and you start talking about their food to them. They love that because then they're like, oh,
Yep.
they know my food. Like
right.
chefs are very personable with their food. That is their babies. So if you can talk
I
about their
did that
food,
too.
it's the best.
That's
Yeah,
what
I noticed your menu has this.
Yeah.
This would really go with it.
That's why I was thinking in the restaurant course, it would be really amazing if on traditional dishes, very normal things or just something similar. If you guys would be like, veggie confetti or whatever you call y'all's version of veggie confetti complements these types of flavors. This goes great on steak. This
Yeah.
goes great on chicken. This goes great on fish. Like that kind of thing, just to help us out because we're not the restaurateurs. I mean, Jim, obviously you're ahead of the curve, but
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not.
I'm not a restaurateur, never have been, and so I'm a foodie, but that doesn't mean I know what microgreens are going to pair the best with any of those things. Like I just said, like
Yeah.
I don't literally.
My
Like
microgreen bomb is going to go off at all the local restaurants once I get into the new place and have more volume, right?
Yeah.
Lorena, I do these grow cards for like the markets that, radish, here's how to use. And, I got
I love that
ones
when you had
for,
them on the board, the big board.
yeah.
Yeah.
And people like, oh, where'd those cards go? I don't know. Is that backwards? I guess that's
No.
coming across
No,
backwards.
that's good.
take a picture of that.
And like the, sunflower. It's weird. I see it backwards.
Nope, it's right for us.
Yeah, it's right towards us.
Cool.
But yeah, them are nice.
I
I like them.
That's pretty neat.
and then, yeah, my board or I think I posted a board picture somewhere, but
Do you make extra so they could take them with them?
no. And I don't know if I even put them on my webpage because I got the QR code and I'm like, I should put these up here, have sections, and that's a year and a half old and it hasn't been touched. There's skeletons and cobwebs on my website.
I I feel that.
It's so bad.
I feel that. I've been
We have started
needing to
putting
work on
QR
our
codes on our
smartphones.
packaging though, so they can go read recipes and how to use them and stuff on the website, which also then helps you get hits on your website, which gets you up in the SEOs and all that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I really, I go back to my too much to do.
Oh yeah, you could spend so much time on things. Yeah, like you said, you got to take what bites you can at the time you can take them.
Yeah,
But I think,
Jim became a big boss now too, in his other business.
yeah, it's not, my day job is getting in the way of me having fun.
This
This
is
is
just
It really
awful.
is. It's just awful.
Unacceptable. Just kick them to the curb.
Right. Oh, I can't wait. Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm getting up early
Why we
and going
do
to
what
bed
we
late.
do.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I know Lorena can present well and get in there and talk to a chef and do just fine, right? Like I think all of us have the gift of gab and you got to sell the value and all that, right? Yeah. I mean, it's consistent. It's totally consistent from what I see.
Yes, and she'll do good at it.
Yep.
Mhm.
I think you should have like a form on that metal clipboard and you just walk in filling it out, like checking boxes and oh, where's the chef? And then, start looking around.
They'll go get the
That
chef
would
in
be
a
so
hurry.
awesome. Right. That'd be so awesome.
I would never do that. That's
Be
terrible.
like, no, I was just finishing out the form from the other restaurant down the street.
Yeah,
that
the restaurant is
Right. I figured you better get in on the
bagel
act.
down the street. They just decided to get. Something I did want to ask you guys, and I know it kind of seems like kind of common sense question because I don't know how it could hurt, but like I do have my caterer lady, so it's like, have you guys ever run into a situation where like a chef wanted a reference?
No.
No, but I've told them, yeah, we're over at this other restaurant. You can see them over there, But
And a lot of them seen us at the farmers market because they shop the farmers market. Seen our products in the grocery store maybe already, or they've heard about us on the website. So it's just like you said, building that reputation up even before you go in, and having some backing, even look bigger than you are, kind of thing. Because we all start out small, but they don't need to know that necessarily. They don't need to know that you only got one rack and growing only 2 varieties, and they don't need to know that.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yep.
Oh, and I
Don't
know
lie.
Art of war.
No.
I would never disclose that anyway. I'm just saying it's like, I don't know if anybody ever just like questioned like whether or not you were reliable or if your greens were reliably good or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
That's where
You
you're
can be
giving
like-
them samples to try them out for a week. That's where your reputation is going to come. Actually, products in their hand, because there's a lot of salesmen, a lot of produce people that never give anybody any samples.
Hmm.
They never
Really?
try them out. Like big produce vendors, we don't get any samples of stuff. We just got to trust that their product's going to come in good when you buy it.
They throw you a catalog.
Yep.
Lucky if it has pictures in it.
Yep. Usually it's just a website with the lettuce, onions, potatoes, and you hope it comes in good. And if not, you got to send it back and get credit and hope. And then you got to go get some stuff because they delivered on Friday night. And now you're out of product. Yeah. Not from experience or anything here.
not at all.
Well, when I had a delivery today, and I think there's a new chef. I haven't really talked to him, or he's the Sioux, but he's like, "Oh yeah, your stuff is so fresh." They like throw it on their plates over the weekend, basically.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, when you get Cisco or whatever, right?
Yep.
It's like, oh, it's already a week old.
Yep.
Like, yep, we harvest right before.
Yeah, your products will stand up on their own because if they ever got microgreens grow, like Jim said, they already got them in 10 days probably before they were harvested 10 days ago, and you're bringing them in the day after. So the
Well,
quality's going to look so much better and last so much longer. That's going to be your reputation.
so I guess I have found out through the grapevine, like I said, this girl that I met through book club, she's been getting like 2 ounces of microgreens a week, broccoli from Fresh Market out on the beach.
Hmm.
And she's put out a picture, you know, because of course she puts a picture of them on top of an omelet and we follow each other. How am I not going to comment on that? So
Yep, you
anyway,
should.
you know, so I said, it's like, ooh, do I buy some broccoli microgreens, you know, or whatever. But at the very tips, I could see where they were already brown.
Hmm.
And I was just like, my stuff's going to blur away.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's where you get it.
Mine's just going to last so much longer. The dehumidifier down here is really a huge key to get
Yeah.
your greens to last longer.
And if a chef comes back to you like, well, I've got microgreens in the past, they just don't last long, and you know, in 4 days they're no longer good. Say, chef, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take that microgreen, put it in your cooler, forget about it. I'll be here next week, and let's open it up together and see what it looks like.
yeah, we'll taste it.
We'll taste it, we'll look at it and everything else. And if it holds up and it's just as good as it was when I delivered it here today, we'll get an order together and we'll get you in. Right?
I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Well, and I also like it just in case. I mean, because of course I'm only going to be calling on mom and pops, but you know, if they do happen to be getting their microgreens from a distributor, you know, just the whole like I'll price match for 3 months minimum, you know.
Yep.
Mhm.
Make sure you
I just need
see an
proof.
invoice. When you price match, make sure you get an invoice from them, an actual invoice. Don't take their word for it.
No, I won't.
Not to say chefs would lie to anybody, but
Yes,
Oh, no.
I'm not saying that, but
They know how to get a deal.
they still
I have a
budgets
different question.
they have to comply to.
all right, go Jim.
So, people are loving the popcorn, right? I'm experimenting with stuff, and you're never hitting the bullseye on every one of them.
Yeah.
But like, people are like, "Do you ship?" Because we get a lot of people here. You saw my market; it's a tourist town,
Mm-hmm.
and they're from all over the place, right? I'm like, I don't. Not like, do you any advice for how you even start that? Because if you go across state lines, is it USDA inspection? You know, like where does that? Any insights on that?
So if you're with a neighboring state, they're pretty lax on it because most neighboring states work well together.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, you know, if they're wanting you to ship, they might not be in a neighboring state.
Lot of Illinois, Indiana, and
Okay.
then sometimes further, right?
Yeah,
Around
because
the
like
lakes.
Illinois and Missouri work together, so we don't have to worry about that because we go to St. Louis. But we don't have to really worry about it because Illinois and Missouri kind of have like an understanding of sorts that they don't mess with each other's stuff
Hmm.
too much. But with produce, it's not as much of an issue as long as you're disclosing where it was grown, which obviously
It's
if
going
the
to
shipping's
depend
not
what
there.
license you have for it. So, like, if you
Yeah.
have a cottage
Ooh,
food
wholesaler.
license, you can't go across state.
No, right.
If you have a full health department license, I believe you can.
Hmm.
Okay.
Now, that's I believe. I would
Right.
do some research and make sure, but I do believe if you have a full health department license, you can.
Okay. So I know the place that I bought, they used to mix dough ingredients, like dry, and they had to have a USDA inspector
So we had to
because they
get
shipped.
a wholesale license for like our popcorn
Yes, we had to get the health department license plus a wholesale license from the state of Illinois.
for the
Is that
popcorn.
just inspections or?
Yeah,
He literally stopped by, asked some questions, looked at
5
it, and said,
minutes.
"Oh, you're good with the health department? Then you're fine."
And it cost
Like,
us nothing for that one.
yeah, that
Does
one
the
was
health
nothing.
department come in and inspect you?
Every 2 years for the popcorn.
We're like
You're just doing
lowest of
popcorn,
low
they're
risk.
like, we'll see you in 2 years. You're good. There's no way you're going to kill anybody with popcorn.
Yeah, we're like the lowest of low risk, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
I'm trying to do some quick research, but not come
Well, I
up
was
with.
just curious if you're experienced with, or you know, have it looked into it, or. But I mean, it's kind of like the sunflowers, the basils, and the vegan does really well.
Mhm.
On this call, I gave someone a sample of the nacho today, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! I know people. We need to talk, and you need to give me more samples." It's like, you know, we can go to these stores. Like,
Nice.
okay,
Ooh.
Yeah, what I'm reading real quick here, Jim. It looks like you can ship across state lines.
you just have your
Just can't,
local stuff
just can't
dialed
send
in.
it to California.
Oh,
That's it.
no loss.
Because they'll
No loss.
confiscate everything going across California state line. It's another
The
country
agricultural,
out there. Yeah,
right,
Yeah.
they think they're another country.
right.
They act like it.
I was about to say they act like you can pay me to live there.
They can go, as far as I'm concerned. Just cut them off now.
We go
Yeah.
back to 49 states.
Yep.
Well, they're going to drop off into the ocean anyway with the fall.
That's
Slide,
not happening
slide
fast
plate.
enough.
They just had another earthquake out there.
They've had two in
Yeah,
the
South
last 2 weeks.
Pass. Yep.
Yep.
I was talking to my boss when that last one went off.
Oh,
Oh, you're so funny. They're gonna drop off into the ocean.
you never know.
One could always hope.
Big one, they've been talking about that big one since like the 70s or more, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
since I've
yeah.
been born.
Yeah.
Yosemite had that crazy, I don't know what happened with that.
Something blew up out there, though.
Something blew up in
Yellowstone.
Yosemite. Yeah, Yellowstone. Yes, Yellowstone had something blow up.
One of their
Couple
Yeah,
geysers
it's-
like spit like crazy.
It was weird.
Well, you know, Yellowstone is the world's biggest volcano.
It is.
Yep.
If it goes off, none of us have to worry about anything.
That's
won't
true.
be-
We won't. That's
we won't
true.
be here.
we're in the path. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
so
Yeah.
are we. Yeah, you'd be closer even, Jim. I think just the way it would, because you're up north and depending on the
Mhm.
winds going at the
Right.
time.
Right.
Well, it'd be a worldwide thing anyway.
Oh yeah, if
Mhm.
it goes off like they said it did many years ago, that it would cover the whole Earth and cool it by like 20 degrees or something like that.
Yeah.
We'd be dead.
Well, that one that went off in Iceland, what, like
Yeah.
10 years ago, that
Yeah.
disrupted flights and all kinds of stuff.
And it cooled them down, like even more, like that area. Like I think it was like a 10-degree cool off or something for a while,
Oh,
which is a lot. You know, you think about it,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like it, but it is a lot.
well, the Earth is very big
Yeah.
to do that. You know.
Yeah. All right. Any
God
other
has his
questions?
hand on everything.
That's true. All right.
Jessica, are you willing to help me if I can't figure this out tomorrow?
Nope.
Yes,
Don't
we will
do it.
hop on tomorrow. We can screen share and figure it out. We'll
Mike,
make
you're
it
so
work.
rude.
He's a goober. I just ignore it.
Of course, she will help you out.
I know you will. It's just I have to take my dad to the doctor again tomorrow. So that's why I'm afraid I'm not gonna have it figured out by the time we have class tomorrow night.
Gotcha. No worries. We'll figure it out.
All right. If
It's
anybody
all
wants to
good.
show up for the marketing, it's tomorrow at 7:00.
Where's your other class?
The marketing classroom.
No, the other one that follows this. You said
Oh.
you would pick a day.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet, Kyle. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
It's been busy and crazy with things. So
Training
And
people.
the choices are challenging.
yeah, the choices are
Okay.
challenging. So we'll figure something out and get that going. But there's also might be some changes to the whole school, the way things are set up. So that might be coming some changes with that. So
What?
Dun,
Nothing
dun,
affect-
dun.
nothing really affects my career in business coaching.
Okay. Okay.
You're gonna affect Microgreen's profit?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I've said too much.
No, you have not. Keep talking.
Keep talking. Right.
Come on, Mike. We're the three that are here and we showed up.
I know,
We
but this is
deserve-
recorded, and then
we
the
deserve
notes are
to
going to
be-
be in and everything.
Okay,
else.
then stop recording and we'll all.
All right. We will end this meeting. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.